So here's a little update on our beautiful little budgie chick. It's actually a beauty. It's such a nice little bird. You can see here, it's got the blue coming through on these kind of grey wings, but they've also got yellow tips. Very pale yellow. If I pop them down on the bed, I can show you also. Oh, come here. There's also some lovely blue in here. This is a beautiful bird. Absolutely beautiful. It's just a shame, as you can see, the leg issue. So this leg is fine. You can see this leg is the problem. But budgies, as I've said before, do really well getting around. So we will just see. And this leg works. It's just kind of on backwards. It's weird. So we'll just see how this little budgie does it. And then when it fledges, it becomes difficult for it, I will go to the vets and we might amputate it. I've had a one-legged budgie before. But this little guy has come through it all, so I'm not willing to give up or cull. I just want to let it grow on and we'll see how we go. Well, it snowed quite considerably. I'm just down in the quail coop. And aren't these, I mean, I love my quail anyway, but in the snow, they just look like little snow bunnies. They look super cute. I'm about to feed everybody. It's -5. But it doesn't really feel any different than it did yesterday, which was -2. So the quails are very hardy little animals. They're quite happy. Sat around in the snow. The only thing is, when the snow melts, it's going to be disgusting. Now, you might also think that these zebra finches might be in trouble, but actually, they're very good at just fluffing up. I'm going to fill up their feeders in a minute, but they're very adept and acclimatized, so they're totally fine in all of this snow as well. So now it's not just a case of whether I can actually leave my house. If not, I'll be spending all day with the animals. We have more snow! So every week I take dogs out, so that's one of my little income streams, is taking a few doggy clients out for a walk. And today, we've got more snow. So yesterday we had snow, and now we had no snow this morning, in fact, and now it's kind of snowing a blizzard again. So I'm out walking these gorgeous 2 girls and a boy. You with your uber vintage looking little cardigan. And it's really, really nice. The one thing I don't like about it is, of course, when it melts and it all goes slushy as hell and my garden turns into a swamp. But all the animals, actually, as long as they're well fed and they're tucked up nicely, they can kind of deal with the snow pretty well and the cold. It's just at the moment it's snowing, and then it's also minus, so it means that when stuff does snow and go to slush, then it freezes. But it's very pretty for now, for the last day in February. So as mentioned last week, I have moved the quailies into a larger thing, so they now have the brooder plate, which I do prefer to a light bulb. It uses electricity, but it also better simulates day and night. Obviously with the bulb it's constantly day, whereas this, they can go in, they can go underneath, they can have a day and a night, and you can see they're all really growing. I love when they're white because they have these little yellow heads, so their white head feathers are the last to grow, so they have these little yellow heads and these white bodies, apart from that little one over there. They're still on the chick crumb, and I always find it useful to just, if you buy plastic food and you get these plastic food packaging, I just tip one upside down and place the water trough on that, because otherwise they kick through all of this as they're dust bathing in it or shaving bathing in it and looking for food, and they kick it all into the water and it just goes gross. So I find that by putting it up on a little higher top, upside down piece of plastic packaging, it doesn't get as messy as quickly. But all 8 are doing really, really well. So although we had a low hatch, this is the first time I've actually not lost a chick, which is rather nice. Look what happened today! I have duck eggs. They arrived in the post. So at work we want to have ducklings for our Easter event, and having called around, basically everybody said we won't have ducklings in time. So I am going to try and hatch some myself. So these are khaki Campbells. We've got 12 eggs. Unfortunately only 10 fit in this incubator. So I think as I've never eaten a duck egg, I'll have to eat one of these, and Sard can have one. And I'm going to be putting these 10 khaki Campbell duck eggs into the incubator. Now I've only received them today, so they'll be sitting in this incubator overnight. They'll be tipped down, as is the way. So if you think about it, your air sac is up here and the yolk will end up down here, and the chick will orientate itself round. So they'll sit there just to settle off, let the air sac settle and maybe reattach if it's been detached through the post, and then they will go into the incubator tomorrow. Now they won't be quite ready for the Easter weekend because they take 28 days, and we're already on the 2nd. And also, I've never hatched duck eggs. So if you have any tips, please, please, please let me know. I think they take high humidity, if that's right. I normally do a dry hatch with my chickens. I don't know if it's the same for ducks, so please let me know. And we'll get the show going tomorrow. So despite all this cold weather, little Miss Monkey is acting like she's going to go broody. Are you? And today is warm and everything's melting, and the chickens are just... Hello, Clumsy. The chickens are loving it. It's their first day outside since the snow. Skeksis is full of the joys of life, as is Barry. I went down to the coop this morning to find that over the course of the past week, the Silkies have actually laid 18 eggs. 18. So I need to try and pop them in the incubator. I've just got to wait till I go into work on Monday and have a chat about incubators and what we're using there and what we're going to be using at mine for my own birds. So, yeah, thank you. So, yeah, so the melt has gone and the chickens seem to be rather happy. Well, as you can see, the snow has disappeared, and it's often the worst time because everything turns to slush, but I'm actually really pleased that it hasn't. It's just melted away. Obviously everything's damp, but we haven't got standing puddles, which is always the worst thing. It's pretty warm today, so I'm hoping that over the coming next few weeks we'll have some really nice warm weather coming our way. We have got signs of spring life. I mean, the snow has damaged some stuff. You can see here we've lost the ends of this osteospermum, and very sadly this echium is gone. It survived a couple of winters, but I didn't protect it, and the thing is, there was no point protecting it later after the first snow had come, because the first snow hit it and it was dead, so there was no point. So that is gone, sadly. But we have signs of daffodils coming up over here as well. We've got the sedum. Hoobstroid is starting to grow really well. I'll have to take these dead heads off soon. More daffs, cyclamen. Down here there is an allium, so the first allium is coming up just here.
And so I'm really happy to see that despite this, you can see the snow has flattened things like this, but despite it, probably things will now spring back into life. We can finally get growing and tidying, because the garden is a right mess after the snow.